What is the best bottle of bourbon under $30? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new video. Today on the bar top, we have 10 bottles of bourbon. From our left here, we have the Early Times Bottled in Bond all the way to Wild Turkey 101. Now, if you guys saw the video last week, these are all 10 bottles that were in the must-have bottles under $30. Most of you on that video left a comment in the comment section saying you wanted a blind. We're doing one today. We have all 10 of these bottles poured and blinded behind them, not knowing what they are. And we're gonna do the blinds that we always do. We're gonna do the round-based system. Each bottle is going to go up against each other. Winner's bracket, loser's bracket. Then we're gonna have a loser's bracket final and a winner's bracket final. And we are going to see which out of these 10 is crowned victorious. But before we get into the blind, I just want to thank every single one of you for liking, comment, and subscribing on the channel. It means so much to me for the amount of support that you guys and girls leave on this channel. It really does just, it makes my day every single time I see a new comment, a new subscriber, or even just the likes just go up and up and up on the video. It lets me know that you enjoy everything that I put out for you guys. If you haven't already, check out the Patreon. Link is down below. It's Everyday Drinker. Help support the channel like you wouldn't believe as well. But enough of the jibber jabber. Let's get into round number one. As always, you guys know what I'm drinking on my left and on my right. I don't. You all know how this goes as well. If you don't, I'm going to let you know. We do a quick nose and then we do a quick palate. And whatever one comes out on top goes into the winner's bracket. And then the loser goes into the loser's bracket. We always start on our left. I feel like starting on my right this time. Nose is very light. I get a little cherry, but there's a touch of like a birch bark in there. Very earthy and woody. Not quite sure why, but then it rounds out with a little touch of a honey on the back end there. Let's get on the nose on the left. Much different. Oh, much different. Darker, richer, oakier, a little spicier, but it has a little bit of touch of a brown sugar. I like the nose on the left, but let's get into the palate on the right. Hot, very hot on that initial sip. Not getting a lot of like wowza flavor coming out of that. It has a touch of a hay baileyness on there, and then a sweet aromatic flavor coming over your palate, but not much is like transcending into a flavorful experience on that glass. So I'm gonna dig into the one on the left here and see if it has anything that's any better than that one, because that one just was lackadaisical on that palate. I'll tell you this right now, definitely lighter on the proof, or if whatever is in this glass is just very ethanol forward. But this one here has a little oaky presence that comes through on that initial palate. And on the back end, when you're getting into that finish, it has a very nice sweetness that comes through, almost like a medicinal cherry in a way. I am without a doubt giving the win to the one on the left, and the one here on the right is moving on to the loser's bracket. Round number two. So on our right for the first round, let's get into the one on the left for the first time here. Very tropical, fruity, very strange on that first nose. I like that nose. It reminds me of almost like a less proofy like barrel product. Very interesting. That is a very nice nose. I like that a lot. That is a nice nose. Let's get on the one on the right here. A little bit softer. It has a very cherry forward. I like this nose. They're both different. I can't pick a winner because I like that barrel-y, like high rye spiciness that's coming off on the one on the left here. But without further ado, let's move on to the palate on the one from the left. Oh yeah, that's good. That's one of the ones that's 100 proof or a little bit more. Spicy, cinnamon, has a little bit of a drier on the drier aspect coming over on the palate. The burn is on the tip of my tongue. Really, really pleasant sip. Nothing bad about that whatsoever. But let's see if glass 2 has anything against it. Nope, it doesn't have anything against the one on the left here. So I don't even have to go back in this, but I'm going to. Definitely the win to the one on the left. One on the right, moving on to the losers bracket. Round number 3. As always, we alternate. Going on the nose on the right. Oh, that is super, like, oh my God. It's like a grape candy. It's like a grape, like, hard sucker candy. Wow, that is a beautiful nose. Wow. That is so beautiful on that nose. That's the best nose so far. Absolutely beautiful. Just like a grape soda, grape candy. Absolutely delicious. One on the left there, it's a little bit sweeter. Has almost like a maple aspect coming off on it too. But I also get a touch, a tinge, a smither, a slither, a tither, a hither of honey coming off of it as well. But I'm gonna get into the palate on this one on the right, because wow, if that palate transfers from the nose, unreal. That right there is decadent for a $30 bottle. That is delicious. But I have to go into the one on the left. I have to, and I don't want to, but the bourbon gods are telling me for the science, I have to. Yeah, it's got nothing compared to the one on the right. This one here, nose to palate to finish, leaps and bounds better than this one. This one here, on the very beginning, in the first sip to the end of the sip, was bitter. It had this bitter tinge that just turned my tongue into a knot. Going back in one more time, that bitterness is still there. Has a slight sweetness that is there. Not quite sure what it is, but nonetheless, the one on the right here is leaps and bounds better, and moving on to the winner's bracket. And we are on round number 4. This is the point of the video where I forget what side I was on last, so I'm gonna go on my initial guess and say that we're on our left. I like that nose. I like it. It has this like butterscotchiness. It smells like fallen leaves in fall. I like that a lot. But let's get into the one on the right. Apricots and apples. It smells like a pie. I like this. This is probably the closest rounded nose out of the 4 rounds so far. I don't know if I can pick a winner off of the nose. But let's get into the palate and see just what this one has to offer. Now that's a good sip. That is a delicious sip. It's spicy. It has a little bit of a cherry forwardness, but that rounds out to having a little bit of a birthday cake sweetness. But it's like it's not very vanilla. It's not very chocolatey. It's almost like a little bit malty, but it has a chocolate, has a birthday cakiness on there that I very much enjoy. But let's see what the one on the right here has. Okay, very different, very, very different these two are. Call me Dr. Seuss. They're so different. This is probably the hardest one so far, but I don't know if you can see the difference in color. The one in my right hand is much darker than the one on the left. Oh God, this one is tough. Earthy and sweet, giving the edge to the one on the left. One on the left here is moving on to the winner's bracket. And we are in our final round of elimination. I think we did the left last. We're going into the right, onto the nose. Medicinal cherry. I get a little bit of a banana bread. It's also the point in the video where I haven't had anything else to sip, and everything is just starting to blend into each other. But this, it's rounding out to have this cherry banana bread oiliness. It's very banana bread forward. I like that. Now the one on the left here, it's darker. Kind of reminds me of pineapple upside down cake. Has all those fruits just baked into one. You got the maraschino cherries, the pineapples, the sugar, just like the super wet, moist sugar, all coated on top of that cake. That's what this nose has. But let's get into the palate. I like that. I like that a lot. I do like that a lot. Cheers. Yeah, the one on the left there is definitely better. It's a little bit more complex going into the middle and the finish of this sip. And one on the right here, it's just a little lackadaisical. It's a little bit of a one-note wonder, whereas this one here had that bit beginning, had that middle, had that finish. So yeah, definitely one on the left. Moving on to the winner's bracket. I feel like it's at this point in the video where I need to apologize if I've broken anybody's hearts on eliminating and putting their favorite $30 bottle of bourbon or under in the loser's bracket. But you do have the chance of having your bottle move on to the winner's bracket here. But there's only one out of these 5 that can move on. And I give whatever bottle you want my utmost respect and love. But if it comes in dead last, I'm sorry. So here we go. We've got our 5 all spinny do-rod around and mixed back up. You got no idea what these are. As always, I'm going to fast forward through this part so you guys don't get bored. And we're going to find out which one of these 5 is moving on to the winner's bracket. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our loser's bracket winner, and it is this glass right here. So that one right there. We also did our finals for the loser's bracket, and these are the 4 in order. So we have 10, 9, 8, 7. Not a clue what any of those are. Not a clue what any of these are. Without further ado, let's get these 6 on here and spinny do them. And spinny do-rah them around. Golly, try saying that 5 times fast. You probably can. I probably can. But hey, we've got 6 glasses here to go through one more time to see which one of these $30 bottles of bourbon is best. And I'm ready for it. I don't know about you, but I am 100% ready for it. And again, I am sorry if your bottle came in last. And yeah, we're going to find out right now which one of these is going to come out in first freaking place for best $30 bottle of bourbon. Here we go. All spinny do-rod around. We've got no freaking clue what is what. And we're going to fast forward through this so that you don't get bored. I think we have our order. I think we have our order. This one right there is in first place for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy these kinds of blinds, if you enjoy this kind of a series, whatever we do here, where we do absolutely insane blinds, drop that like button. Let me know that you're still here. And without further ado, let's find out what came in 10th place. 10th place goes to glass number 9. And number 9 is Evan Williams, bottled in bond. But without further ado, let's find out what came in 9th place. 9th place goes to number 2. Number 2, surprisingly, Old Forester, 100 proof. That is very surprising. Unbelievable. I don't understand that one bit, but hey, it is what it is. I was expecting that to at least come in the top 3. But here we go. Number 8 goes to number 6. And 6, Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace, this came in 8th place. I can't count right now. It came in 8th place. We're going to find out what came in 7th place. 7th place goes to number 4. And number 4 is Benchmark Single Barrel. Another Buffalo Trace product. Not getting in the top 5. That's what it is right there. Right, we got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 6th place goes to number 5. And now we're in our winners bracket. So number 5, Rebel 100. One of my go-to mixing bottles right now. Absolutely delicious. Next up, we're in our top 5. We're on one hand now. And we've got our 5th place going to number 10. Number 10 goes to Wild Turkey 101. Very, very interesting. Thought that with that higher proof, even though it's 1 proof point higher than a couple of these, thought maybe with that Wild Turkey float profile, it would have came in the top 3. But hey, you've got some heavy hitters coming in on that top 4. 4th place goes to number 8. And number 8 goes to Evan Williams, 1783. Now, that should speak volumes for 90 proofers and this right here, because you've got 2 100 proofers and a 114 proof bottle here left over in the top 3 on the podium. Without further ado, we're going to find out what got that bronze medal, and that's going to number 1. And number 1 is Early Times Bottled in Bond, which means you've got Old Grandad 114, readily available in my area, not quite sure about your area, and Kirkland, Costco, bottled in bond out of Barton, 1792. We're going to find out what came in 1st place. Right now, 1st place goes to number 7, which is your Old Grandad 114, which means Kirkland, Costco, 1 liter, $30-ish bottle coming in 2nd place. Ladies and gentlemen, smash that like button. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this blind, because I'm feeling it, and I hope you are too. But until next time, this has been Nathan with the Everyday Drinker. Cheers.